Hey everyone, welcome to Quick Serve. This is the Canada recap. You know what's fun to say, guys? You know what's fun to say?
No, what?
That I had never said before, like March of this year?
What?
Mboko. Man.
She is amazing.
She is fun to watch, I'll tell you that much right now. To go from 300 at the end of last year to 24 currently, I mean, is the bet on her being top 10 by the end of the year? She's played a lot of tennis. I'll tell you that. But her, I mean, you're looking for someone to act or be young, right? When they get to these situations. And that could be physically, right? I remember I lost 5 setters and was cramping. And I was like, oh, I need to learn how to actually be physical enough to get through these things. I remember the same thing with Andy Murray. And then he became, physical horse. Is it mentally? Are we looking at our box with apprehension, with questions? Do we do something really well, but it's risky? The answer to all these things is like, no, I think I'm game ready now. I think I can cover the court. I hit the ball really hard. It actually has a little bit of margin. It doesn't just come through risky and flat all the time. One thing that she does really well, and obviously she can also take cuts to the corners. You don't see this with a young player very often. She is comfortable keeping everything middle and relying on her legs, right? Like she'll take massive cuts, but they're still safe. It's not like she's trying to rip lines all the time, and she can rely on legs. And when you're in front of your home fans on a big stage for the first time, obviously everyone in Canada is watching that tournament every single night, and she's a sensation. You don't say instant sensation because she's won everything on the Challenger circuit, and it didn't happen overnight. This is like a process of winning throughout the year. But the mental and physical toll of all that energy, I didn't see her take a play off. Did you?
No,
I didn't see her. No. I didn't see her look to her crew with, that look of like, please help me. Can we do this? It was just like she carries herself like someone who's 7 years older and is experienced and has been through this before. The athletic gifts, the mental gifts. Someone doesn't win that much on the minor league tour. I mean, she wasn't losing matches on the Challenger Tour. And obviously that doesn't mean you're going to do what she did and win a Masters 1000. Like, that's crazy. She won her first Grand Slam match at the French Open. That was like 10 seconds ago, right? Like, it's crazy, but just an unbelievable effort. And I mean, she beat 4 former Grand Slam champions. It's not as if she's, the draw opened up. I mean, she opened up her draw, right? Ken and Goff, Rybakina, and then against Naomi. I mean,
she's the second youngest woman to do that in the Open era in an event.
To win that event?
To be 4 Slam champions on the way to a title. And it was the second youngest. Who do you think was the first?
Who was really young? It's like Sharapova, Hingis, someone like that. Serena.
Yeah, 99 U.S. Open on her way to her first Grand Slam.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive.
Pretty good company.
I'm trying not to be hyperbolic because next week in Cincinnati, when she's on a practice court, it's going to look a lot different than the first day of practice this week in Canada. Life's going to change. At the U.S. Open, it's going to change. People are going to know how to pronounce Mboko the first time. Everything is going to change, but it feels like she has sturdy shoulders, right? It feels like she can handle this. I mean, maybe I missed something, but I was looking for those moments that, like, is she going to, she knows it's been a tough week physically. She's played long 3-setters, this stress mechanism. Is she going to wince? Is she going to show something? And I mean, she can track down some balls. She knows the weight of shot is heavy enough. She doesn't have to go big until she has the opportunity to go big. Serve is good. Second serve can be a little bit more consistent, but like, that's kind of all I got, guys. I mean,
she was ridiculous. But can you talk a little bit about Osaka? How impressive she was?
Yeah, I mean, first coaching change. first tournament post Mouratoglou, and she has her best tournament in years. She's switching directions, hitting that inside out backhand line. You could tell how much she wanted this. She didn't really want to expand on thought in the post-match speeches, which, I see that people are like, oh, she should have said more. I don't know. Like, we're the only sport that is forced to talk after we lose.
Come on.
So obviously we're not our best selves in that situation. And if people are, great. If they're not, then they're not. I would rather her be friendly with Vicky Mboko all the time than grandstand in front of a microphone. So I don't know that either is true, but Naomi's generally well-liked, polite. Everyone likes her. And she doesn't give a lot sometimes when she's not ready to give a lot. That's fine. No other sport do you have to go talk immediately in front of everyone and have the expectation set be, oh, I have to not only be courteous, but I actually have to give everyone their flowers in an appropriate way. I don't know. People are allowed to be pissed, If Michael Jordan did that, they'd be like, oh, he's such a competitor. He can't get over it,
Yeah.
He's
I
not
took
gonna,
that personally.
He's not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to give. I used to do it I used to actually use that example with Serena all the time.
Yeah.
Because she would go into press sometimes and be like really salty. And you don't go down this rabbit hole enough, but I'm like, if that's Jordan, everyone's celebrating his saltiness. And when it's Serena, they're like writing articles about how salty she was. I don't know. It's fine. Osaka had an unbelievable week. This is her time of the year. If we rewind, I wouldn't dare make Techie Sean go back and find it in one of our shows, but this is the time of year where we're going to know if Naomi is going to be a top 10 player again, if she's going to compete for slams. And is she up to 20 something, Mike, after this week?
25. Yeah. Jumped from 49 to 25.
And that spread between 10 and 25 is like one result right now, like one massive Grand Slam result, a semi or a final. This was a big, I say week, but now every tournament's longer. So week and a half for Naomi Osaka. This was a great result for her. A couple others. Rabakina's played well a couple tournaments in a row, played pretty well in Washington, actually beat Mboko in Washington in 3 sets, and then played really well here. If she gets ahead of steam, you got to watch out for her at the U.S. Open. She tends to be one that likes the matches, right? When you see her start to roll, watch out. And there's enough space. She can build up volume of matches without having to play 17 days in a row right now. So you don't worry about that physical fatigue as much with her, which has been a hurdle for her at some times. Like an unremarkable week, but I think a really important week for Amanda Anisimova just to get back out there after that Wimbledon final. Wins a couple of matches. I think that is good for pacing. Okay, we're back on tour. Our feet are on the ground. We're creating a sense of normalcy post Wimbledon and that kind of awkward final. I thought that was great for her. Madison Keys played well. Clara Towson can take the racket out of anyone's hands. Like when you're going up against Maddie Keys in a match at a Masters 1000 and you're the one who's providing the offense, that's a big statement. So I thought it was a great tournament, but Mboko is, man, you don't want to be hyperbolic, but I was looking for something to come in here and talk about and say, okay, she got away with this week, but let's see. I don't know, pending something you don't see or pending something that's going on behind the scenes or injury or something, she looks like the pretty complete package. Power off both sides, margin off both sides, nice shape on the shot. Serve is big, could get a little bit more consistent. Seems like she can switch directions, but she doesn't need to as much because she can create pace through the middle and defend with her legs. We talk about that with Novak, right? Control the center of the court. She's fine with you taking your cuts. She'll let you swing. Chips on the run, that little kind of hack forehand on the run. I mean, I don't know. This is so real. This isn't like something we're going to be talking about. Like, remember that run that she had? I wish it was more like that all the time. I think she's here. I think she looks like a top 5 player. I mean,
she's 53-9 this year.
Yeah, you win that much. And a lot of people are like, oh, those challengers. I don't care. You're beating professionals that consistently. That means more to me. Or what she did in the challengers this year, it means more to me than like if a 16-year-old made the finals of some, random low level event. and had a good week, the volume of 3 months of dominating the lower tiers, like I guarantee you that got everyone's attention who knew what they were looking at. That means more than a standout 4 or 5 days. This result happens not because you have one good week. It's because you've built a base of 3 or 4 months and you've earned your ranking, right? This wasn't done through wild cards. She got a wild card, but this wasn't done through like handouts and wild cards. And, she went and did it. She did it the hard way. She got her ranking up, and props. I mean, go in and beat like legends.
I mean, yeah, this year she's lost to Rybakina, she's lost to Goff, she's lost to Quinn Wen, she's lost to Badosa. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean? She's going toe to toe with some of the top, and then she lost to Rybakina in DC, and then comes back, and beats her a couple weeks later.
It's not not like she's made the tour and then started losing to Techie Sean. She's legit. And on the men's side, can we just for Ben Shelton, please? And not because, and I save the comments, not because we're homers and not because, Americans and the whole thing. I like to see progress in someone's game. I like to see people who are 12 and 13 in the world and aren't content. 2 things that Ben Shelton is doing so much better than even other times where he's been a semifinalist in slams, right? Like a couple years ago when he lost to Novak. His ability to drive the backhand, middle and cross, right? He's not taking random cuts line with it, and when he does, it's a finishing shot. But comfort in really taking big swings through the middle, through cross. The thing that is completely changing the pattern of his rallies is that chip that he didn't have 2 years ago. It looked like he was chopping wood 2 years ago. And now he can play it cross. The biggest one is he's hitting that one inside out, and it's getting the little check outside. And I'll tell you guys where that's going. Most likely, Sinner's one of the ones that doesn't work against. He just pounds back to the backhand and makes him beat him from there. That's still a matchup problem. Hitting that chip down the line with a little inside-out spin brings the traffic back to his forehand. He has developed that shot, and you say, oh, well, the chip, it's a changeup. No. It's more than that. It gives him the option to change the pattern of the entire rally. Right? That is a big deal. Once it comes to his forehand, he's got options, right? He can go big. He's doing the little hooky Rafa Magoo up and away to your backhand. He can turn you into a mannequin, and he's learning how to win points in an unspectacular fashion, which is the highest praise I could possibly give Ben Shelton at this point in his career. Masterclass with Ben as far as progress, masterclass with Brian and the whole team, playing deep into matches. We're not worried about his fitness. His first serve percentage, he's going after his serve, right? He's not hitting these little spinny ones to the middle of the box as a changeup. Percentage was well above 62%, pretty much the entire tournament. That changes everything. That's not 51% in an off day and someone's getting a look at more second serves, and that manifests in one more break, which can change the entire thing. One more break against Khachanov meant curtains, right? Like that was the difference. Techie Sean, you were talking about how, he wasn't defending his second serve that well. If you're not defending your second serve that well against Khachanov and you're serving 50% versus 63%, changes the entire dynamic. So I like to watch progress. I am a nerd for the little things where it's like, oh, he broke through it and won. No. He broke through and won because I guarantee you he's been learning how to hit that backhand middle for the last 3 years since he came out of college. He went from negative on the slice to a very productive shot now. He's staying in rallies. He can rely on his legs. He's coming forward. Even when it looks a little awkward and he's coming forward, it's something that the opponent has to think about a little bit. And all of these things, right? We used to see Ben and he would go to the quarters and then, I don't want to say take 3 months off, but like struggle for 2 or 3 months and then come back. These peaks and valleys, right? Those valleys are not nearly as deep because he can win without his stock comfort stuff now. He can problem solve and he can navigate a match. You don't beat Demon. Like 4-3 is convincing, right? And then do it against Fritz. I mean, these guys are world-class players, like great players who do not take days off, right? And then win a couple of tight 6 in the thirds, like props to Ben and team. It is exciting. He is at a career high, number 6 in the world. And I mean, you got Cincy. It's light. I mean, these extended format events, he should be fine physically. Take today off to have a light hit the next day. Go to Cincy, let a rip tater chip. Let's do it. I mean, this is exciting. Fritz had another really solid event. He's just always there now. Like he's so good. He's just such a good player. Doesn't take weeks off. They were talking about the variance in Toronto between when it was really hot out early in the week, and they were like, he's like, I was just bunting balls and hoping that they laid it in. Like it was that quick. And then to go to night set when the kind of tournament converted to night session tennis because, you can't play a final on a Monday afternoon or a Thursday afternoon or whatever it is, and how it got heavier and humid and how it changed kind of the dynamic of everything. I'll just run through some names. Arthur Fils is back. His back is back. Good to see. He had a lot of momentum going to the French Open and then had a back fracture. So let's keep eyes on that. Just because you're healed and back with that type of injury doesn't mean you're back for good, but great to see him making progress. Karen Khachanov is just like a really, really, really good tennis player, right? Like I don't know that he's ever going to be as fast as like an Alcaraz, but the guy's always there. He almost won his second Masters Series title. Like Wawrinka and Kafelnikov didn't win 2 Masters 1000s. Obviously, they won a bunch of majors, but like the guy's always there. He's made semifinal runs in slams. I think he's better in the 3 out of 5 set format. Do we ever look at him and go, you know what? He could make a run, but he's just not quite fit enough. No, he's a professional. He's just really, really good. I have a lot of respect for Karen Khachanov. Great week for him. Rublev has sneaky reset the deck. Had that kind of dalliance with Safin, had a decent run at Wimbledon, is making quarters. We were kind of looking for the dip. He's kind of reset nicely. Demon is an animal. I went on, I think it was when he lost to Sinner in Australia, and everyone's like, oh, we got run out of the building. Shut up. He's so good. He's so good. He doesn't, he's made himself so effective. That flat forehand, he's so good at mixing speed. He's way more, we try to pigeonhole him as like a speed guy. He is fast, but he also can pressure you and be aggressive, and then transition game is good. Serve is improved. It's never going to be one of the best serves in the world. He is so good. Kaboli followed up Wimbledon with a great result. Almost beat Shelton. Alex Mickelson played great. He's really good on fast surfaces. You talk about the ball flying through the air. He can create speed on that backhand side. I saw Craig Boynton, who's now kind of working with Robbie Ginepri. They've done a great job with Alex Mickelson. And I will say, every single person I ask about Alex Mickelson, who I don't know personally, same thing. Great kid, works his ass off, wants to be really good at this game. Right? This great combo. His reputation is phenomenal as far as being decent as a human and working your ass off. So I find myself cheering for him just based on his reputation. Zverev back in the semis. Tough luck against Khachanov. He had to be licking his chops with that draw open and Sinner chicken dinner, and Chucky Alcaraz not in the draw. But semifinals great. Alexei Popyrin. Sometimes it's weird when you have to defend the biggest result of your life. Really good result considering a lot of points falling off. It's a weird situation when you can go in and say, oh, I can win a Masters 1000 and my ranking might go down. Not an easy set of mental hurdles, but I thought he represented himself well. And guys, I got to tell you something I saw. It scared me a little. I was in Toronto for one day for Psycho Bunny doing some stuff. And one place I hate to be more than any other place now is in a player's lounge. It's like someone's mad that I say they can't hit it backing down the line or something. Like I hate it. I don't want to be front facing with any of this. I was at Wimbledon. I was at Toronto. I kind of like when I'm just talking to you guys and I'm pretending like no one's listening.
You like talking shit from your basement.
It's not in shit. I just don't like. I'm like, oh, I wonder. Like I saw Cerundolo. I'm like, oh no, is he mad because like I now say we got Cerundoloed? And that would bother me on its own. And it's like saying I got Cerundolo, it means I fucked up my predictions. It doesn't mean he did it. Like, he's playing and he's great and he's top 20 and I like him and he's a good player. And the reason I picked him to go deep is because I respect his game.
Yeah, he's better at tennis than you are at
I'm
brackets.
just telling you, guys, just it scared me a little. Just listen to me. I saw him like across the room. I wouldn't dare get close. I saw him across the room at the Players Lounge in Toronto.
Take it close.
I'm all out of sorts. I don't know where I'm going. Like, I'm like shuffling around, not wanting to talk and being awkward and weird. This guy had a cutoff on, Mike. He had a cutoff shirt on.
Yeah.
We don't think of him as big.
Jacked.
Dude, his bicep looked like it had a human skull inside of it. Like, everyone is so...
I wasn't expecting that.
Dude, everyone is so big on tour now. I'm like, oh, Cerundolo. Like, I'm like, oh, God, that guy would drill me in a fight. Looks like he has 17 Olipop cans stuck in his bicep. Like, and I just... So you want to know what I did? At being the mature adult, I was like, okay, you're being a child. Let's go. So you know what I did?
No, what'd you do?
Walked out of the room, left, never saw him again.
You just got up and left.
Yeah, just left. That bicep, he flashed it. It was shirtless, sleeveless.
Just tucked your head and skedaddle.
Tail between my legs and just walked out. No, I've never met him, I don't think. I don't, whatever, but I didn't want to. I saw that bicep. I was like, nope, fuck you, Magoo. I'm gone. See ya. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. That ain't it. Let's pick him for the U.S. Open.
Yeah, right. I know. Like, apology. I'm sorry. I can't do it. It's my fault. It's not your fault. You just happen to be the guy that I misplaced. It's my fault. It's my fault. I got to tell you guys, the 3-week situation, I'm mad just because it added a week. I'm a broken record. Now, having seen this event, right? I talked to I was with the tournament directors up there and, Tennis Canada of things, and they didn't disagree with what I was saying. It's like the Spider-Man meme where anyone you talk to just points at the other one. And it's like, well, they added a week. We only added like 4 days, so we're like less shitty. I'm down with the 3 weeks of things. I just think all the other ones should do it too.
Interesting.
I think it worked. Did we watch any less? Were we any less enthused because the final was on a Thursday night?
I mean, I was happy it was on a Thursday night, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's like you have to play the matches at night. You have to like backload all your semis, finals, and you're running into some scheduling things with rain. But it made zero difference if the finals was on a Sunday or a Saturday to me.
I mean, the only thing for me is like Osaka's getting a quote unquote performance buy, because she makes it's a little tight. I mean, the fact that Cincinnati started,
the
performance, all these finals are playing. I mean, just give it one more day.
The performance buy is dumb because I don't want to hear it. And I'm the first former player to raise my hand and say everyone's better and they will be better and sports moves on and whatever. And also, I once won 12 matches in 13 days at these 2 events and won both of them, right? So like, fine. But if you give, like, let's take Osaka for an example, and she's not thinking this right now. But if you go into this and say, hey, listen, you make final. Before the tournament starts, you make final, and your turnaround time for Cincy might be a little short. You know what's shorter? Playing Sunday and then playing Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like it used to be. So that's an improvement. Now, what I want is I'm not super mad at the 3-week event. I didn't know what it would be. I like it way more than I thought with the 2 events smashed up against each other. The 3-week model doesn't bother me. Now, why can't Madrid and Rome do that?
Yeah.
Why can't Indian Wells and Miami do that? Like, I know the reasons. It's separate ownership structures and whatever. I'm just saying, if we're pulling back and just saying like what's best for the ATP schedule, this worked. I thought it was going to be super weird. I'll tell you when I'm right. I'll tell you when I'm wrong. I don't like adding weeks. We need less weeks. We need to be done with tennis by November 1st. That's what needs to happen. That needs to be the goal of every conversation moving forward because we want our star players. If we can get 2 more years out of a star player, that's worth it. Multiply that by 10 players. You have stacked fields. People need time to recover. Play the 250s in November. Front load all the big point events for the top players who play the most, who need the most rest. Let the 250s live in November. Let the people 70, 80 trying to make their hay or trying to get paychecks play that. If we're going, let's not take up a month. Let's take up 3 weeks. I don't like adding weeks. I would have preferred not to add a week to Cincy and Toronto. And this is a better solution than 4 weeks. This felt better, way better than the endless Madrid, Rome, Indian Wells, Miami, where we just blow a month at a time. So something to think about. I know there are a million moving parts. I know there are a million reasons why things happen. I don't have my head in the sand. But as a model for possibility, I thought this was pretty good. How did you guys did you watching it? There was no issue. It's probably way better for Tennis Channel, by the way. Way better for Tennis Channel. The numbers have to be triple than if it was like a Sunday afternoon in the States randomly, right?
I mean, I loved the fact that, and one thing that people might not realize if they're a casual like myself is that, the WTA was playing in Montreal, the ATP was playing in Toronto, right? So when Mboko won, the crowd cheered and Shelton's match and he was confused, right? So, it's already an expansive event. They're coming from 2 separate locations, but what they're doing in Cincinnati, apparently, according to anybody in my family and friends that I've talked to that have been out to the new facility, it's insane. It's beautiful.
I've heard it's a 15 out of 10.
Yeah. Showcase tennis at its most premium experience for the fans and for the players. Make it a wonderful experience. I think you see events like Winston-Salem, that's coming up here in North Carolina on the 17th. I think Tsitsipas was just announced that he's going to play that 250. Those events, I think they're important for players to get reps that need to get reps, but also that event's buried, right? That event's buried, against this schedule. So I think the 3-week event is incredible. I'm for it if they can figure out how to do it to where they're maximizing quality tennis while minimizing the ask of the players over 50 weeks a year.
Just take whatever wins. If we have to go in an extended format, do it in 3 weeks, not 4. Simple. Yeah. I'm against the extended format because I think rest weeks should exist as rest weeks, not rest days in some bed that you've never slept in some hotel that you go to for 4 days a year, right? That's not rest to me, right? That's not proactive training. That's not all of these things. So you can miss me with the rest argument as the basis for extending these events. We know what it is. We know what it is and who it's for. Right, the players, they added 4 days and then added less than 4 days revenue to the back end of prize money. We know who this benefits. The 3-week playing a final on a Thursday, thought it'd be super weird, and maybe it's maybe it's because Mboko was such a great story, and maybe because the men's matches were so good.
Maybe
right, maybe, but we have a very small sample size. And you can't tell me that this wasn't exciting and that it was more fun to watch these finals at 7:30 at night than I'm getting texts from friends who don't normally watch it on a Sunday afternoon because they're with kids or watching other events or whatever. I'm just saying, if this worked and we like that model, let's make the other events do it too. I'm not really good at math, but 3 weeks seems better than 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyways, props. And I've heard also that the Cincy facility, I've heard from 7 different people who have just volunteered that it's been an amazing job by Ben Navarro and team getting that facility, giving it a facelift and making it ready for pro tennis. I love Cincinnati. I played well there. I have a lot of affinity for that event, and it almost went to Charlotte. That would have been nice to drive 15 minutes to that event.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Yeah, it didn't happen. But if the goal is to create a permanent home for a U.S. event in a Masters 1000, props. I've heard that the facility is just phenomenal now. Can't wait to go see it at some point. Hope you guys enjoyed this. It wasn't really that quick, sir, but I guess it's like a full episode. I haven't been keeping track of my shot clock. But hey, what an event in Canada. And listen, Roland Garros amazing, Wimbledon amazing. Tennis is rolling. We're happy to be a very, very, very small part of it. Thank you for listening. We're going to do an interview with Maria Sharapova coming up. Not sure when it gets released. We're still juggling that, but that one's coming up. That will be awesome. I can't wait. Anything you guys are interested in specifically with that interview, I have my answers.
Honestly, no. I'm kind of interested to hear your guys' conversation from, your equal perspectives of the eras that you guys played in together at the same time. I think she's such a fascinating person off the court. I'm kind of excited to learn more, also just tennis nerddom from you guys.
Couple things. Like, we've heard that story, how aware she is when family basically bets the farm on an opportunity at 7 years old, moving from Siberia. Like, how do you, there's no way a 7-year-old can understand that and the consequences. And like, when did that start sinking in? I remember us joking about early in our careers about how bad we were on clay. Like, it was just a kind of a joke. I continue to be bad on clay. She somehow figured out to use a game that has no natural advantages on clay to win 2 Roland Garros titles. I want to know how that happens. You can very quickly and easily understand how she wins on hard, on grass, with her game. Clay needs some of that. And I mean, she's been about as successful as anyone. Her, Serena, Andre, like off court with work and business and that curiosity and scratching that itch post-career. She's had the magic touch. So I want to hear processes when breaking down deals, what to invest in, how she can use her brand, when she can use her brand, what was something that she thought was bad that ended up working, and what was something she was convinced that was going to work that didn't. All of those things I'm interested in. So can't wait for that interview. Thank you for watching Quick Serve that maybe wasn't so quick. We'll see you next week.